So Engage Kidz, I like to say we're the jack of all trades when it comes to behavioral services for kiddos. And teachers are taught to be teachers, not to be behavior therapists. And the amount of behaviors that are coming through the system now are astronomical.
That's why I told her she needed to be the cowardly lion and have some courage.
Nice problem to have.
Because I knew how to work with kids, but I had no idea how to own or run a company or a business.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Bridges to Business, the Duquesne SBDC podcast. Today we have with us Patty Maxwell, founder of Engage Kidz, which provides educational and behavioral services to children, family, schools, and other associated parties. So Patty, welcome today. And thank you for the opportunity to meet with us and tell us your story, to tell us your journey. So the first question I would ask is, what brought you to this business? How did you get to this business and your journey to get there?
Well, I've always worked in the mental health field and the education field, so after many years of doing many different things, we ran into some blips with my daughter and had a very hard time finding services for her. So after we got her settled and everything taken care of, the frustration level that I felt as a parent and even as a professional in this field made me want to do something better for families. So that's where I started doing some research and figuring out how to do this, because I knew how to work with kids, but I had no idea how to own or run a company or a business.
So what brought you to the SBDC?
Well, several different things. I had worked with another one at one point in time that was more student-led, and I needed like another step up from that.
And you don't have to tell us who that one was,
okay.
But that's okay.
But I needed a little bit more. And so then I heard from a family member that you guys also had this here. So I reached out and I ended up working with Dawn, and it's been wonderful.
So when you look at it retrospectively, now that you've become obviously engaged in a successful business, what were the services or aspects of the SBDC that really helped you, that really helped to facilitate the process for you?
Oh, accountability. I really feel like that piece is very important. Also just having somebody to bounce ideas off of. By the time I came to you guys, I had the basics already up and running, so that part was okay. But I needed to know how to take more steps forward. And I feel like Dawn has really been a pivotal part of that, helping me do that, helping me not be the cowardly lion that he likes to joke around and call me, because I do. I get nervous with every step, every new step that I want to take. Well, what if? And he's really helped kind of, help me go through that journey and take those steps forward. But the biggest one is really giving me confidence and listening when I needed someone to talk to.
Obviously Don is one of our senior business consultants, and he's a tremendous asset here in the SBDC. So Don, from your perspective as her consultant, what did you see the growth and trajectory?
Yeah, Patty was very typical of a professional who then became a business owner and needed to know that whole new world of running a business. She already told us she was a little bit fearful about some things, and what she was afraid of was that the business would grow and she wouldn't be able to keep up with it. That's why I told her she needed to be the cowardly lion and have some courage.
Nice problem to have.
Yes.
So a lot of our time together has been listening and hearing what her issues are and what her challenges were, but then I was just acting like an executive coach in many ways, Rich. Just helping her with a few pointers here and there, how to manage the business, especially how to delegate.
Yes.
Delegate to other people otherwise, because as her business was growing, she was going to be consumed by it. And spending time with her family and keeping the business and the family time separate was a big issue for her. Biggest goal, I should say, is a better way to put it. So she can grow the business, but she can't do 100% of everything, so she needed some help figuring out how to get the right people on board and how to delegate to other people and then manage the business rather than working in it.
So a great success, well, also is that problem is when you're starting to experience growth. So trust me, as an entrepreneur myself, owning a business, my biggest fear was, when am I going to start to hire? When am I going to start to spend money? I'm going to have to get a loan. I'm going to have to tap into my line of credit. And that is fearful. But the good news is when you come to an informational sense that that's the next step. The good news is taking it, but with the right guidance, which I'm sure you had here from Don, it can become the immediate sense of, oh my God, I'm scared and it's a problem, can become the long-term sense of success. So again, a very, very common concern by entrepreneurs when they get to that phase. So you have an audience here, so tell us about the business. Tell us about what you do.
So Engage Kidz, I like to say we're the jack of all trades when it comes to behavioral services for kiddos. And we are a private pay company, so because of that, we have total flexibility in what we can do for everyone. It started just doing individual kiddos and caseloads, and now it's really grown into school districts, Head Start programs. We're working really hard right now, just with the summer months coming, about camp. And so that's always exciting, going and helping the new camp counselors and the campers. And it's something you wouldn't really think of, right? Like that the camp counselors would need help, but anywhere there's a child, there could be behaviors. And so we need to be able to really support our professionals that are working with the kids, whether the kids have special needs, behavioral concerns, or they're just the average kid that is just going through a developmental phase, which equals behaviors. So we literally do it all. We do trainings. We work with the zoo. That's what the summer, I'm very excited about that this summer. Third year.
Talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So this will be the third year that we've worked with the zoo, and we do a big training for all of their camp counselors. And then as the camp starts, I go in once a week and I support the counselors right there on hand with the kids that are coming in. Every week they have a new group of kiddos, and I just support the counselors and the kids if there are any issues or needs that come up, and making sure that they're all having a successful time. We're also doing that now. This will be the second year with the Carnegie Art Museum, so that's also very exciting. There are camps everywhere. You wouldn't even think about it. But the other big thing that we do are school districts.
Okay.
And so school districts can be, one extreme to the other, whether it's just going in and doing trainings for the teachers or paraprofessionals. It can also be being on site and being there on a regular daily basis to help when a behavioral issue arises. The one school district, we've really helped revamp a lot of their special education programming and change it to more of a kind of a teach type program, like a center-based kind of programming for kiddos on the spectrum and kiddos with some special needs. Anything, again, behaviorally related. And then we also work with our families. And that can be so many different things. We can go in and do family coaching, parent coaching. We can go in and work one-on-one with the kiddos. Because it is private pay, it can get pricey. So sometimes we are that interim service while they are waiting for something called IBHS services, which can take a year to 3 years for the families to get. So we just go in and try and help as much as we can for anything behavioral that could be happening.
You said something interesting just a little bit ago. You were saying about all kids, and I'm thinking just, of course, for my generation, no one would ever thought of puberty. Just puberty in and of itself.
That's a big behavior right there.
Yeah. Everybody and their brother would need help, but I think it's a great service. As you look at the business today. And we always say, right, hindsight being 20/20,
sure,
right? What would you say was your greatest challenge?
Ooh, I think my fear has always been my greatest challenge. Fear that we will get too big too quick, but also fear, what if we don't grow and get too big too quick, right? On
so
both
the duality
ends. Yes.
of that equation.
So I hope moving forward that some of that fear, I can kind of channel it more into growth and confidence. And I have my days up and down, you know what I mean? One day something great will happen and I get super excited, and then the next day something that's like, oh, this is so hard. But I think that's also part of being an entrepreneur.
Correct.
Owning your own business. There are so many things that you just don't think about. I just want to help kids, and you still have to do payroll, and you still have to, you know, pay for electric, and you, all of these things that you just don't think about when you're a business owner.
We often refer to it as the ebbs and flows of entrepreneurship.
It's fun.
And, you know, right, and having that ability, that personality, that demeanor, so to speak, to be able to work, you know, in that kind of environment. When you look at your successes, and from what I've been gathered in my learning, and Don informing me of the business, what do you think your greatest success or your greatest several successes have been?
Oh, I think just in general, helping kids and families. It's been wonderful. It really has. And, you know, to talk to a family that has had really terrible luck with services, or is waiting forever, or isn't ready to maybe get a diagnosis for their child, or can't get one because maybe the child is just going through a behavioral spike and doesn't necessarily have a diagnosis, those families struggle and can't get services. And it's such a wonderful feeling to be able to say, we can help, and we can do whatever you need us to do, whether it is helping with potty training, whether it is going in and observing at school and giving the teachers some ideas and suggestions. And then on the flip side of that, you know, it's great to see the families and things, but it's also really been wonderful to help the professionals. Because, you know, we're the professionals out there in the field, but we don't know everything. Teachers don't know everything. And teachers are taught to be teachers, not to be behavior therapists. And the amount of behaviors that are coming through the system now are astronomical. So for me, it's really that helping piece. And this is, Dawn and I have struggled with this a lot, where that I need to work on the business and not in the business as much. But working in the business is what keeps me passionate and excited. So that's also been a big struggle.
I think for an entrepreneur, yes, you have to kind of decide working in the business or on the business. Great analogy. So from Don, from your perspective, talk about the business and this client in terms of just overall success and growth.
Yeah, I took a quick look way back. I think it was 2018, so it's 8 years now you've been with an SBDC, part of it with us. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that way back in the beginning it was just you.
Yep, just me.
And now you have, how many therapists do you have, independent contractors?
21 therapists.
21, so that's very big, and you
Congratulations.
can't manage that whole thing by yourself.
Yeah.
So one of the themes, of course, has been you need to devote some percentage of your time, probably even a majority of your time, running the business and business development, and then managing staff. And then you get to pick and choose when you work with children and when you work with teachers. And you can pick the plum assignments for yourself, the ones that are good for you that you want to work on, and then delegate all that other stuff to other people, get the right administrative people in place to help you run the business so you're not bogged down with the day-to-day stuff. You're making progress on those things, as we know.
You as we say, I use my own. It took a long time for me to say, I have got to work the business, not be in the business as much as. But I was afraid. I'm going to give this up. I'm going to get. So it's a natural reaction. But when you do that, within the confines of having the right people, the people that you can trust, the people that you know are going to do the work, that's the trajectory for the business, really to take off. So as a successful entrepreneur and having this audience attend this podcast today, what would be your advice to any entrepreneur out there?
Go for it. I hear so many people that in many different fields, many different, things that they do. They want to do something. They want to own their own business. I say go for it. It is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But sitting there and thinking about it, overthinking about it, is not going to get you anywhere. If you're unhappy in, what you're doing, or you want more than what you're doing, I say give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, you've all heard the Don mentioned, that she's been with us, that the business has been with us now for 8 years, which again is a testament, because many people out there think that, we just start with the business, we work with them for a little bit, they get their business plan, they get their loan, et cetera, and off and goodbye, but that's not the case. We have many, many clients where we have long-term relationships, often starting with them from the very beginning, and in terms of today, looking where we are 8 years later. So again, something to kind of keep in mind as you begin to look at your entrepreneurial journey. I want to thank you, Patty, for coming in.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the success.
Thank you.
This gentleman here, I have no doubts, has directed you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And again, on behalf of us, all of us here at the SBDC, thank you and continued best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.